Welcome back. Hit that like. Let's go ahead and crush that subscribe button because we are on a mission, folks. I am pumped. I don't know about you, but those candles, man, they're getting a little bit more volatile. You got the whole government shutdown, which I think that'll be over here before you know it. I know the last time they had this issue, what was it, 30-something days, 35 days long? I don't think it'll be that long this time, but you never know. But as that goes through, once we're finished with that government shutdown, are we going to see XRP rip? Are we going to see Bitcoin rip? Ethereum, Solana, don't think I forgot about you. The four horsemen of my portfolio, I believe, is setting up for one of the best years ever in 2020. Well, I almost said 2024. You guys ever sit back, say a year, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, that was a couple years ago. That was a couple of years ago. That happens to me quite a bit. Let's do a few things. I'm going to start out with some positivity in this video. We're going to start out with a little positivity from the Discord. Some shout outs to some members. We're going to have a huge week this week in terms of live streams, buys and sells that I'm going to be doing, teaching, the live stream teaching sessions that I do in there twice a week. There's so much going on, but shout out to Andy. Love seeing the wins in there. DM in the house. JC in the house. Let's go. Holly dropping some wins. Dr. Stock, one of our expert traders. You get access to as an earner tier if you guys haven't got in there. Dart Flyer with the wins. Crystal with the wins. Jez with the wins. Even Mo with some option wins. This is my option wins from last week. Holy cow. I actually had 10 options on this at one time. Thousands and thousands made for anybody who followed along. And my CVS, I sold a bunch of those too. So that worked out very, very well. But if you guys aren't in there, like I said, first link down below. We're going to be doing the price change here shortly, maybe even today. I don't know. But you can get in before that price. I think we discussed either today or tomorrow would be the last day that we're going to allow this to happen. So if you want to get in before the price change and you get grandfathered in ahead of time, join the earner tier today. Join the earner tier today with code MOON, M-O-O-N. You'll save 50% off your first month and get locked in at the lower price before we change that $49.99 to a higher one. You'll get in at the lower one. So there you go. What's the last thing? Boom. Get the webinar as well, still available. This is where I teach for an hour. Second link down below. So these two links right here. All right. Let's take a look at what we're looking at today. Did you guys see when we got in here? Look at this thing. I was so pumped. All right, these candles start at 8 o'clock p.m. the night before. So late last night, I'm checking out the candles, and those candles are ripping higher. And you can see this for Ethereum. We'll start with Ethereum. It got up to 4,600. That's what we want to see. I was pumped because you have this little stock mode unicorn building right here. We have a nice little run up, a little bit of consolidation, and this could have been the beginning of the blow off where we're running. And all of a sudden you got a huge move forward. I should say up, but pulled back down now. Came down, got close to that 5, pushing back up. A little bit green as we speak. I have an opinion of what's going to happen, but we'll see. You guys can see on the hourly candle, we had a triple crust, all right? So that breaks the Bollinger Band 3 times, and we get all the way up to almost 75 on the hourly candles when it comes to the RSI. That's just way overbought. Normally, when you have this, we'll go down and hit the 50. Then we'll bounce back up. This is exactly what normally happens. We'll go down and hit the 50, then you'll have the next leg higher. So I've been patiently watching this, and it just kept going higher. And that can happen. More times than not, though, you will go between the 13 and 50 EMAs. Well, you get down here, right here. All right, so now you're between that zone, and I'm just waiting for a push back up because that is a good place it can do it, but sometimes it'll go all the way down to the 50, and it does that here. And then we had an actual closing candle below the 50. What you do not want to see on these hourly candles is a confirmation below the 50. You also had the 5 coming down to hit the 50. And we've been bullish for so long, that could be an absolute ugly reversal on the hour candles. So I am watching this. I'm hopeful to see the green candle start to pick back up, push us back above the 50. We don't want to see this become a big move. Anybody who follows me knows one of the things I teach, and this channel is all about teaching people, is when you look at the technicals and you see that 5 about to cross the 50 and the 13's coming down, I love playing the puts after the 5 crosses, but before the 13. And I like to get in right before that 13 hits, because normally over the next few candles, we'll get more continuation either down. Obviously, if we're going down, you want to play that. If we're going up, definitely you're with the calls in the buy. So I'm watching all of this right now. We'll see over the next couple hours. I just want to make sure you know what you're looking for before we head into Monday. But you can see we had something similar right here. We came down, hit the 50, came down, hit the 50. Nice green candle, a couple hours of down, and then finally worked our way up. So I'm going to see how close this is to this. Right now, it's looking very similar. Double crust came all the way down to the 50, just like I told you. Triple crust down to the 50. So you're going to learn from me as we go forward what I kind of look for. Now, it can become different. Look, see how the 5 got down here? Could have been the 5 crossing, all that. Same thing I just warned you about. But now the 50 is even higher. And so now you just saw the newest candle start. So we're going to see how this candle goes. Is this candle going to rip back up, get us back above the 50, or we're going to see a couple red candles here? What you don't want to see is a finish below 44.80. You want to be down around 44, I'd say 44.87. That's a bad number. You don't want that. So as long as we can stay sideways or up, we're okay, and we'll go from there. On the daily candle, though, one of the things I'm looking for, just keep this thing right around this zone. I'm all right going sideways. I know there's a lot of people hesitant until we get the government shutdown done. We know they're coming back. They'll vote. They'll do everything they're going to do this week. How long is this thing going to stretch out? We don't know. We don't know. But it will come to an end. It has to. It always does. So we're going to find out. Get us into XRP. I'm going to look at all the 4 horsemen right now. You guys know we've been absolutely dominating it this year in the Discord, the portfolio I'm sharing on YouTube, everything. Second to none charts. These charts are pure fire I've been bringing you. And so that gets us into where we are with XRP. A lot of people nervous about XRP. And out of the ones I'm watching, you can see on the daily candles, we hit that resistance up here over the last few days. Boom, boom, boom. This is the one we wanted to break out of. You can see we had this downward, look at this right here. Coming down, resistance. We hit it, we got above it, looking for that confirmation. And that's not really confirmation there. That's a warning shot that I told you guys about. Anytime you have a nice couple of candles and then a warning shot, you could expect red. We got it. We pushed all the way back down to the 50, and now we're back up to the 5. So what I'm watching for on this candle, and you can say right here, this is a big bearish motion, and this is a warning shot for that. So we'll see if we can push back up over the next few days, or if we are going to finally get down to the 50 EMA on a closing candle. I'm not overly concerned. We're above the 50 EMA. The RSI is at 52. This is still bullish. So I'm not losing sleep like, oh, it's the end of the world. I'm okay. As you can see, nice green candle last hour, but that's very similar, just way underneath the 50. You can see we're at support. Right here is this major support right there. We hit it, boom, back up. We'll see if we can push up or if it's going to stay right down here in this level around 294, I would say. 294 has real nice support right now. If we lose 294, then it could drop, but for now, we're looking okay. We'll see how far this candle goes in the next few minutes. These are hourly candles that we're watching. That gets us into the big dog, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been pleasantly surprising me. We'll start with the hour candle on this thing. We're down to the 50 EMA. Hit it, push back up. Hit it, push back up. Hit it, push back up. Now we're here. And you had this triple crust. Look what happens after a triple crust. Normally hits the 50 EMA. And we did that. So when you look at these candles, they're all doing what is exactly I would expect. If I showed you this and said, is this good or bad? And you invested in it long, you would say, that's great. But it's funny to me because anytime I see someone and I say, we just had new all-time highs for Bitcoin. We just had new all-time highs. Just had it today in this candle. We had all-time highs ever. That means that there was not a single person in the world that should be down. Everybody was up. When you go to all-time highs, everybody is up. Now, when you get to that point, there's a lot of people who start selling because you're at all-time highs. And so we watch that. Now, we're running up. You're seeing what I call a major shooting star. I call this Thor's hammer is my old, that's the name I give it. It's a warning. That's when, technically, this is very bearish. And so I do Watch this. We'll see if we can turn it around. A catalyst could be that government opening up fully. That would be great. I think crypto would start to run a little bit with that. That would make me excited. But look, very nice. I told you once we crossed right here that we were going to run. A lot of you followed along with me in my investing. We made a lot. So congrats to everybody who did follow along. That gets me over to Ethereum. I want to make sure I check out the Ethereum. Like I said, you can see what I just told you here. We crossed. Everything was good. We're just having a little consolidation, but yet another Thor's hammer. And here's a hammer, technically speaking. So we'll follow this. Right now, you got conflicting candles here. We'll see if this pushes up over the next few days. Monday's going to be big. Monday's going to be big. And then Solana. I haven't even looked at this today. Let's see how it's doing. A little bit of red. So yesterday ended up redding out on us. We got back down to here. We got up today at one point, back up to 237. Now we're back down to 227. I still like this one to actually, from my research, and I don't know if this is going to happen, I have most of my money in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have good chunks of cash, over 100,000 each, close to 200,000 each of Solana and XRP. I will say this, out of my research, out of all four, the highest risk and the highest possible reward I have for me in my portfolio is Solana. And Solana could be the one. I'm not going to be shocked if we go a year in the future, all the way to the end of 2026, and you say, hey, the market did, just did well. It doesn't have to be great. Just we're higher than we are now. If that is the case, I'm not going to be shocked at all that you say to me, hey, Solana outperformed the other three. I'm also not going to be shocked if you say XRP outperformed, or I'm not going to be shocked if you say Bitcoin or Ethereum did it. In other words, I don't know which one's going to do it. If you said to me, the market's up in a year, Mo, which one do you think does the best? I think it's probably going to be Solana. And so I did get a nice position of this one for everybody who has asked me about it. We'll see. We'll see. Most of my money is in the big two, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin. I have a good amount in that XRP and Solana. Let me know which one you think is going to be the best one moving forward. More importantly, folks, get into the Discord. This is it. I showed you what you needed to know for this week. First link down below. Before the price goes up, get grandfathered in today. Boom, join thousands of members. We have one of the best Discords in the world when it comes to this, packed full of stuff. We're talking 80-something cents a day to get in there and see all that we have. It is insane. It's good stuff. Yeah, like I said, though, it's changing code Moon. Get in there. Second link down below does get you over to my webinar. This is a masterclass today. Get in there. Hour long. You guys can watch it. It is phenomenal. And for those who have not done it, we do got the Moo link down there. Hit that Moo link. We have we partnered up with them. We got some great exclusive to our channel. You have to use that link, and they added in a $100 cash reward for anybody that wanted to do it. But you have to use the link. All right, folks, that's it. That's the update. Appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get out there and make some money.